Here with gunsforgoodcoaching.com. Anyways, today I'm going to be bringing to you diet and how to set your maintenance calories, how to do a calorie reduction, how to do a calorie surplus, and a few little tricks and tips in between there. So if any of this interests you, or if you ask yourself, how am I going to go about knocking out this diet, you might want to stick around. Thank you for chiming back in. This is Christopher Bush with gunsforgoodcoaching.com. Today we're talking about diet. So diet, what do we talk about when we talk about diet? So a lot of people, when we mention the word diet, we say, oh, I'm going on a diet. And what they're really saying is I'm reducing my calories. What I want you to think is something entirely. I want you to think about like what you are eating every day as that is your diet, as opposed to it being something you're on and off again. Because when you are thinking of a diet as in terms of what you're on and off again, you're already setting yourself up for failure in your mind, because you think when you're done with your diet, you can just be like, all right, I'm done. A lot of fitness competitors surprisingly have trouble with this when they come out of a show, because they're still in that mindset. Even though they've been a competitor for years, they're still in that mindset of, I'm on a diet. Oh, I'm not on a diet anymore. And so they just way overeat. They have huge amounts of body fat regain, and then that sets them up for failure in the future whenever they actually want to reduce their weight. So, since I want you guys to do better than that, I want you guys to make that personality, or that mind shift, if you will, into I'm always on a diet. I'm either maintaining, I'm increasing my calories, or I'm in a deficit. I'm decreasing my calories. So let's get into maintenance. How do we determine maintenance? Maintenance is whenever we're eating in such a way that our weight maintains, our body fat maintains, we're in a healthy place, we're balancing out in our activity, things are good. So, to determine our maintenance calories, we need to first find out how much we're eating on average. And the way that we go about doing this is that we're going to do what I do is the three-step method. 2 normal days, 1 high day. Whenever we do that, we're going to do that for 2 weeks. And then we're going to take all those measurements together, and then we're going to add them up, and then we're going to divide them by 6. That will give us the average number of calories that we're eating on a daily basis. And that is important whenever we're going to go find our maintenance. Now, average calories and maintenance are different. Average calories is what you're eating. Maintenance calories is where you balance out. Don't want you to get confused with the two. You haven't gotten your maintenance calories yet. So once you know your maintenance, if you're a good dieter, you've been watching your weight, you've been watching your body fat, you've been watching your waist measurements, and so you should have a pretty good idea where your weight's trending. But more than likely, if you're already doing those things, you probably aren't listening to this video. So, you probably already know this. Maybe, maybe not. But if you do, maybe this is just, a reminder for you on those things. But if you haven't been, take your waist measurement, take your body fat measurement, take your weight measurement 3 times a week in the morning. Before you eat, before you drink. The reason being is that's going to help you establish a much more consistent result. And typically on the same days, that'll even help you there as well. Once you have that for about 3 weeks, I say 3 weeks because your body can fluctuate quite a bit as far as like your water retention, things like that, depending on sodium intake and things of that nature. So 3 weeks should give us a pretty good idea of where we're at. And so at 3 weeks, we should be able to take those numbers and put them and figure out, okay, where are we trending? Are we trending up? Are we trending down? What's going on? So, yeah. We know this now. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that we found out that we were averaging 2,500 calories a day before. So we found out the average. So now that we found out the average, what we're going to do is we are going to take what we found out now with our weight. So let's just say hypothetically that we're gaining half a pound of weight a week. So a pound of weight gain or a pound of weight loss is typically equated to about either a deficit or a deficit down or a surplus up of 3,500 calories. So we're going to say half a pound is what we've found that we're increasing after we did all of our averages for our weight and so on and so forth. So half a pound. So what that's going to equate to is a surplus of 1,750 in your calories. So we're going to want to take that away from the average, and that will give us our maintenance. So in this case, given our example, our maintenance now would be 2,250, or at least that should be really close. You might have to make a couple more adjustments, but just very minor, if any. And that should set you up for pretty good success there. Once you have your maintenance, then that sets us up for success in regards to, okay, I want to do a calorie deficit. Now, you can jump right into a calorie deficit without going through the whole process of your maintenance. And the way that you would do that is you would initially just take out 500 calories, see how your weight responds, and then just accordingly to get yourself to where you are losing a pound a week. So, but for this, we'll just go in off of maintenance. So off of maintenance is going to be your best results and fastest results, because once you've figured out your maintenance, then you're like, okay, I need to introduce a 500 calorie a day deficit or a total of 3,500 calories a week deficit in order to lose a pound a week. And this is a caloric deficit diet. So we've done that. All right. So we're saying now, as opposed to 2,250 in our calories, we're going to be eating 1,750 a day in our calories for the week, and that should equate to roughly about a pound of weight loss a week. I can't say body fat because it doesn't just exclusively come from that. I would suggest definitely lifting weights when you are working out. The reason you want to lift weights while you're working out is that it's going to maintain your muscles. And you want to maintain your muscles because that's going to help maintain your metabolism and your BMR. So that's important for not regaining weight. I think that pretty well covers that. So the other thing that you could do is, as opposed to just taking 500 calories out, you could do 250 calories a day. So as opposed to 1,750, your calories would be 2,000 a day, and then you would increase your exercise. So you could increase your exercise. You just have to track your calories and figure that out, and you would need to total up a total of 1,750 for the week in your exercise. To give you an example of what that looks like, that would be roughly like 4 days at 45 minutes on the spin bike at moderate intensity. So that's why I typically recommend that you take things out of your calories, because it's going to be a hell of a lot easier in the long run. And you're going to thank yourself at the end whenever you adjust it mainly out of your calories, because you're going to be able to do less and get the same result as the person that has to do a lot more because they don't want to do the same calorie deficit. Now, there are times and places for adjusting your activity and things like that. We're not going to go into them here. We just don't have time. The next thing would be caloric surplus. That would be the exact opposite. You want to gain weight. Typically, what I would recommend is no more than 500 calories a day per week for healthy weight gain. That's going to equate to, if you're really busting your butt in the gym, probably about 2 pounds of lean mass gain a month with 2 pounds of body fat gain at that same point in time. They typically say, the studies say, that it's typically 1 for 1 when you're lifting weights, unless you're really killing yourself in the weight room. You're going to put 1 for 1 as far as body fat to muscle mass or lean mass gain whenever you are in a caloric surplus. On a side note, I would tell you, if you're unfamiliar with caloric surplus, you may want to actually hook up with a coach, a trainer, a a dietitian, a sports nutritionist that has experience in this industry, because really healthy weight gain, it can be difficult. It's not just hey, I'm going to hit the gym 3 times a week and just do a few machines and with weight that you can easily do. No, it's hitting the gym. You can still do it 3 times a week, but you're going to have a high set volume. You're going to be pushing yourself to failure. You're going to be pushing yourself to exhaustion. And yeah, I would definitely work with somebody that knows their way around that side of the business and around that side of fitness. If you're planning on going that route, because you'll have much more success with it, and you won't just be putting on a lot of body fat. So that's pretty much how you do that. There, you would find your maintenance. You would have 500 calories a day to it, and then you would cruise on that. You would be busting your butt, lifting weights. You can supplement and stuff with cardio as well. I typically do, even when I'm bulking. It does help you stay a little bit leaner. But there you go, guys. Those are my tips in regards to your diet. First, mental, get your maintenance, then either decide whether you want to do a deficit, whether you want to do a surplus, depending on your goals. Oh, one other key thing, I would follow this video up with reverse dieting, because when you get done with your diet, whether you're wanting to maintain or come back to your normal eating and still be able to maintain your weight, or if you're wanting to maintain those gains after coming out of a surplus and you want to bring your eating back down to a more normal level, you're going to want to follow a reverse diet. It helps restore your metabolism, whether lower or higher, regarding on what your goals are and how you utilize it. But anyways, guys, that is it for me today. Christopher Bush at gunsforgoodcoaching.com. You have a good one. Talk to you later.